Alright. I know people are going to probably start streaming in, maybe one or two at a time, because this is pretty late at night, but what I will do is kind of wait a little bit, set the mood. This is my first time doing this live. So for those of you who know me or who don't know me, my name is Yael Abukari. And for the past 12 years, I have been doing this primarily for myself and the occasional friend who may have some kind of questions about life, the universe, and everything. But I have not necessarily been doing this out in public. So, in honor of pride, consider this my coming out as a practitioner of the esoteric arts. Whatever. Anyway, what I'm going to do is open up with some smoke, because I am an air sign, triple air sign, Aquarius Sun, Gemini Rising, and Libra Moon. Yes, I am all kinds of emotionally detached normally, so smoke is very good for me. Anyway, we'll start with that. And plus I'm outside on the porch. There are bugs. Bugs don't like smoke, but I do. Alright, so we're going to start like that. That'll give you some time for people to roll in. Throw a little tobacco on the fire. But you know, it helps. Give you some time to roll in. Probably ain't gonna get much of anybody because I don't got a lot of followers. Not yet. I really should have did this on TikTok, but I wanted room to mess up. Alright. If you're wondering, well, yeah, why the hell did it take you 12 years for you to start doing this for other people? Bay leaves. Always good for burning because they are highly volatile. One, got a lot of oil going on with them. And two, they produce a lot of smoke. And according to other people, they are also good for wishes and manifestation and all that other stuff as well too. So there's that. So I'm gonna go ahead and light that up. Get some incense going. Get some of these bugs up off this porch. Bring in some spirituals. Ask them my ancestors, especially the ones who know what the fuck they talking about when it comes to seeing what needs to be seen. Step forward. Show me what I need to see. Show me what messages I need to give and convey. Allow me to be a clear channel. Baba Eshu, Eshu Adara. I give thanks and ask that you will not confuse me so that I might be a clear channel and give clear information to those joining me. Alright, cool. So, again, my name's Yael, in case you missed it the first time. And like I said, I've been doing this for 12 years, and I've been afraid to do this out in public, so to speak, more so because I have a severe fear of the U.S. turning puritanical as shit hits the fan, and somebody coming along saying that they saw me dancing with Tituba naked in the moonlight with goody two shoes. Shout out if you get that reference and you've read The Crucible. Anyway, so what are we talking about tonight? I don't know about y'all, but eclipse season whooped my motherfucking ass, like, to the white meat. Good God, I am just, if I never have to see another May, like May 2023 again, I will be too glad. Anyway, I wanted to come up with a little declassified survival guide, so to speak, for June, because I don't know what's going on in the heavens, but it's been a shit show as of late. Anyway, so I asked the cards for all people who are going to end up seeing this what the title of this live and coming out thing should be. And for that answer, I pulled from the African Goddess Oracle deck, African Goddess Rising Oracle deck by Abiola Abrams. Isn't this so freaking pretty? You should see the artwork. Anyway, and what came out was Yamaya, Awakening, right? It's funny though, because she's pregnant, and so am I. Right? And Yamaya is supposed to watch over, you know, motherhood and all of this other stuff as well too. So it's really allowing you to awaken this month, that is, your mothering instincts. I'm feeling like a lot of people who are going to see this are something like me, and you either need to start nurturing yourself and mothering yourself so that you can step fully into the powers that you've been hiding for however long you've been hiding them. If you're anything like me, you've been hiding them for a while. So, yeah. Okay, so we got that. So tonight's reading is going to come from a few places. Now, I like to mix it up personally, depending on what I'm dealing with. I think I'm going to leave Yamaya out here so I can find out what kind of awakening are we needing to get to, right? So we're going to keep with the African Goddess Rising Oracle, and I am going to start off with my favorite stuff, which is cardology. So this week in particular this month in particular, I should say, we're dealing with it's still club season. So this is still a very mental period of time. This is still a big period of time of, you know, writing, speaking, communicating, thinking, arguments, planning, starting the execution process on certain things, networking. You know, this is the season when everybody's kind of getting out and doing those things. So next couple of weeks, we're going to have the 10 of clubs. Then we're going to have the Jack of clubs following that. Then we're going to have the Queen of clubs following that. So it's going to be a lot of, you know, mastery energy that's coming up as well. I think what we're going to do tonight is just focus on this week. It feels like a little bit much to try to focus on what's coming up for the entire month. I'd rather take like a small snapshot, because everybody's kind of covering the months and stuff like that. So we're just going to focus on this week and what we need to do to survive for this week. And not so much survive, but what we need to work on in this awakening process this week. So, let me see. So I got my good old faithful Rider-Waite deck. I've got my Chakra Insight Oracle deck. And I have got my daughter's Precious Gems Oracle deck. Very, very beautiful deck. Great for finding out what stones want to work with you and pop out and all that other stuff. So we're going to get into that. Alright, so we're going to start off right now, though, with a message from the animal guide. Whoever came out, they're jumping out. So I am actually going to go with dolphin, because this thing literally jumped on here. And then I'm also thinking about the fact that the Little Mermaid is out as well too, and Yamaya is supposed to be a, you know, sea goddess, dealing with, you know, the upper parts of the sea and stuff like that. Depending on who you ask, she's either the daughter of a Locoon, the other side of a Locoon, married to a Locoon. All I know is that her and a Locoon got some kind of relationship. That's it. That's all I know. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at what this card got on here. Right now I'm seeing these dolphins, right? And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the news that the way I have, but Dolphins, especially orcas right now, have been featured very prominently in the news. So we're going to go ahead and get the message of what dolphin is telling us about this week, and see what buried treasures we can unearth in this awakening process. So for dolphin, let's go here. I don't read from very many books very often, but I like this one. Let's go here. All right, so if dolphin shows up, what you need to do is take a few minutes to meditate while playing one of your favorite pieces of music. You need to listen more and talk less, especially to the more subtle levels of communication from other people and from the natural world. Think and behave more lovingly and positively. Again, that nurturing coming in toward that person you're having difficulty. For those of you who are having difficulty with yourself, that means you need to be behaving and thinking more positively and lovingly toward yourself. Again, that nurturing and mothering instincts. Smile more at others and notice how they smile back. Now, me personally, I find it hard to smile when I'm going through the shit. So if you can't smile, at least dig into yourself and find some kind of happy place to draw from this week, because it's going to help you feel that joy and expression that has been honestly been hidden like deep inside you for a bit. And if you notice, Yamiya is smiling. She got her head thrown back in joy, and she is happy about what she is about to birth, about the responsibility that she's carrying. She's happy about it. So whatever it is that you're working on, especially this week, it's really important to not only nurture it, but also nurture it with a sense of joy. Joy because you are opening up to what's coming, right? Sure, everything is going to shit right now, but what's coming is going to be something that's worthy of being joyful. And you're smiling towards that, and you're putting out that positive vibes and positive energy towards that, so that you can connect with the vibration that you need to connect with, so that you can bring that thing down a little easier. You know, it can be a little smoother of a transition and everything, and you can kind of awaken those buried treasures. Buried treasure is a very big theme that's coming up, because my eyes keep getting drawn to the sunken ship at the bottom. All right. Last one is try dolphin breathing. So taking 3 slow, deep breaths each time, exhaling with the audible sound, and observe how you feel. So anybody start trying you this week in particular, because this is a 10 of clubs week, and this is like this is a high anxiety week. This is a week where you want to be like really prepared for what's coming, and even when you're prepared, things are still going to get thrown at you. It's just going to feel like everything coming at you all at once, and it's going to feel like it's intended to knock you off your square, and that's not the case. The 10 of clubs is a very busy energy. It's a very regal energy as well, but it comes to test you and make sure that you are on top of your game when it does show up. So it is not here to kill you, even though it may feel like it a lot of the times. Oh God. That's the beauty of talking as much as I do. Oh God. That was not sexy. Pregnancy produces a lot of saliva for me. Anyway, can't undo that because I'm live. Oh God, this is going well. It's fantastic. Anyway, so we got the awakening on here, the saliva from here. I'm just going to take that as a message from the sea. Drink a lot of water, probably is what that's saying. Make sure that you are staying hydrated in this time period. I personally have a cup of water on me. Make sure you are, that's a big ass, whatever the hell that is. I'm sorry, I got distracted by this giant, is that a roach? Oh my God, no, that's a beetle. Is it pregnant? Oh look, it's a pregnant beetle. More pregnancy. Hey. Anyway, so that means a lot of you that are going to be watching this, y'all are carrying some projects on you that you've been working and kind of dealing with for a long time, and it doesn't feel like it's going as far as you want it to go. But you gotta remember, things take time. You don't want to deliver a baby too early and then, and not be able to thrive and survive and all that other stuff, right? You want to make sure that that baby can come out. And that doesn't just mean a regular baby. That could mean a book project. That could mean that could mean a marketing project, a business idea you've been sitting on for a while. I'm thinking beetle. Shit, it could be even just some regular ideas, some songs that you might have, any kind of things like that. It could be potentially. A lot of messages. The roads are opening up for you to start those projects, but before you can start those projects, you need to tap in to yourself and be more like yourself. But most importantly, I'm sorry, I'm just making sure that thing don't land on me, because as long as I've been down here in the South, I'm still not completely comfortable with bugs. So I'm mildly distracted on that regard. Anyway, open up a little bit. Allow yourself to carry what it is that you've been thinking about to term. Don't compare yourself and your journey with other people, because they're not going to be moving at the same speed as you. And not every project that you have is necessarily going to move at the same speed as somebody else. Pretty much. That's what I'm getting. Ooh, got a lot. So, we got 3 cards that popped up from the chakra deck. So, for this week specifically, I have Sacral Chakra popped out. Shout out to the spiritual abolitionists, because they also were talking about the sacral chakra in their collective channeling this week. Faith came up, right? Guidance, support, signs, directions, etc. So, what you're going to want to do, since we're tapping into that sacral chakra, is, as the spiritual abolitionists put it, we're going to be tapping in to that divine sensual energy. And again, you can't get pregnant without some sensuality. So you're going to have to tap into that divine sensual energy this month and help it, and use that, I should say, to help you have the faith that you need. That the things that you're needing, the answers that you're waiting for, the dreams that you're trying to come and bring about, you need to believe in miracles, son. I don't know how else to put it. And in order for you to believe in those miracles, you're going to have to tap into that sensuality and get to manifesting this stuff. This stuff been waiting to come down for a minute, and it's not fully cooked yet. And the reason it's not fully cooked is because you're not tapping into that energy that you need to tap into. It's almost like you're ignoring the guidance and the omens and the signals because you're so worried about, what about this? What about that? I don't see it happening. I'm talking to myself as I'm talking to you. But because you're so worried, you're blocking off the information you need so you can finish cooking this thing, right? Yeah. So don't block off your guidance out of fear. Right? I'm trying to think some more. Don't think, just go. Alright. So, tap into that sensual energy. Go have some fun. Go find something fun to do. That's gonna, don't even have to be fully connected with what it is that you're trying to manifest, or whatever it is that you're trying to start, or whatever it is you've been working with. Go have some fun. Go tap into your inner child for a little bit. Just, again, that joyous expression from Yemen. Y'all just bring that joy to life. Bring that stuff up. You need to do that this week, right? If not, this week it's just going to be overwhelming as you spin in circles and circles and circles and circles. And you don't, trust me, as a professional spinner, you don't want to do that anymore. Not this week. Not on a 10 of clubs. Ten of clubs is big spinning energy. Nah, like, can't nobody spin more than the 10 of clubs. Okay, maybe the king of clubs. And the queen. Not so much the jack. But definitely the 10. 10 is a professional spinner. Oh, let's see. So let's find out if there's any crystals that you might want or have in your collection already. Chances are, if you're watching this, you already have some of these in there. If you don't, it's fine. You just need to remember the energy. It's not so much about the crystal itself. It's more so about what the crystal represents and the energy you need to be reminded of. So, ooh, that one flew right the hell out. All right. So, see, look again. Again with the nurturing this week. We got pearl, right? And then pearls, again, come from the sea. So this is Yemiyazia domain. So pearl, again, big nurturing energy. Jesus Christ. Big nurturing energy. So there's a really big need to nurture yourself. Like, there's things that are inside of you that are needing to crystallize. And they can't crystallize because you're so focused on them irritating you. So focused on them bothering you. So focused on them distracting you that you're not allowing them to do their thing. And you know, pearls come about from irritation. They come about from sand and grit getting into the oyster. And you know, the oyster after a while is like, you know, putting these protective things around it so that it can kind of ease that pain and that trauma. And this is you now taking the things that have hurt you in the past significantly, and now alchemizing it, turning it into something that will yield something more. And oh God, my legs hurt. Woo. I can't sit like that too long. I can't. Anyway, notice on her face, it's almost like it's a tear that's crystallized on her face. So with pearl coming out, especially with Yemaya being the main focus of the reading and the awakening and that nurturing energy coming out again, the big thing is to take those pain, those things that have kept you up crying at night, those things that have had you worried, all of that, and now wrapping it up, not necessarily to bury it, but wrapping it up in such a way where you can now present that to the world as kind of like your offering. You're nurturing you're nurturing this thing and now presenting it as an offering to the world, as like, here, if I could learn to love myself, so could you. If I could learn to nurture this gift inside of me, so can you. And now you're able to give that to the world. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got on that. All right, so we got the facts. So we're nurturing ourselves. We're awakening the nurturing energy. You know, we're taking our pain and we're wrapping it up. We're tapping into that sacral chakra energy. We're tapping into joy. We're tapping into that seventh, the crown chakra energy, and listening out for messages. This came out in reverse, so don't block your blessings by ignoring what you see. Pay attention to the signs and omens that you get. Pay extra close attention this week because these messages are going to come up again, and a lot of them are what you need in order to move forward. So remember, dolphins, that's listening, that's sonar communication. So pay attention even if it's a billboard, if it's a, I should go, I think that's it for this one. Go to the writer deck now. Pay attention if it's a billboard, a song on the radio, anything that sparks an idea. Go ahead and start journaling in it and jotting it down and just start nurturing yourself. It's not a matter of whether or not you're talented enough to pull it off. You are talented enough to pull it off. You are more than enough to pull it off. You are capable enough to pull it off. You can do it. But you have to start encouraging yourself and speaking that life over yourself to tell you that you can in fact do this. Told y'all I'm talking to myself as much as I'm talking to you. Anyway, let's go here. All right. We're going to close this thing out with the Konami code, or the cheat sheet, as I like to call it, because Konami is copywritten, I think. All right, so what is the cheat sheet for the people who are watching this? What do they need to be listening out for? What guidance specifically do they need? All right. Got a couple of cards that just popped out. All right. Woo, okay. So we got a nice set here. Got 6 cards. So 6 things that you're going to pay attention for, and 6 things you're going to listen out for this week are the following. I do funny voices because I have ADHD, and if I don't, I will lose interest very quickly. Anyway, the devil. Anyway, I don't know why I felt the need to do that. Anyway, everybody is afraid to hell of this card. And what I like to think about whenever I see the devil card is the fact that in the Bible, spiritually speaking, technically speaking, the one that they call the devil or Satan is the adversary, who is really the tester or the tempter. This is the individual that comes along to see how bad you really, really want it, right? Now, in traditional tarot readings, it's supposed to symbolize, addictions, toxic relationships, and all that other stuff. But this came out as a key card. So what this is telling me, or at least what I want to say this is telling me, is who are your enemies? What can you learn from your enemies this week? I know that sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? But an enemy comes along, especially in storytelling. Enemies often come along to show you a part of yourself and to also test a part of yourself, and also serve as a nurturing figure, because the devil, astrologically speaking, is associated with Saturn as well too. Saturn is associated with the father. So you got the father along with the mother this week, right? So it's 2 different types of nurturing. So what hard things do you need to let go of? This is a good week to do that. What hard things do you need to start doing, as a matter of fact? What are some things that are chaining you back? Some ideologies that are chaining you back that the devil is just trying to show you. You might want to let that shit go right about now, because it ain't helping no more. Like, at all. Like, it's keeping you chained. And it's not even like a tight chain either. It's a loose chain. Which means you can always slip that motherfucker off when you're ready. Right? All he's doing is just showing you, hey, you might want to stop doing this before you end up like me. That's all the devil's showing you. Alright, 7 of diamonds. Okay, well, 7 of pentacles, really. I call it the 7 of diamonds because cardology is always on my mind. 7 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds. Perfect yourself. Really work hard on perfecting your craft. Whatever it is that you're trying to wake or whatever long project it is, now is the time to really put the energy and effort into taking some additional classes. If it's not taking additional classes, maybe getting a mentor. A spirit mentor came up, because that's what I wanted to say, so I'm just going to go with it. Allowing people to guide you, whether it is in reading old books, sitting down with an older person and getting their insight on things, allowing their experience and expertise to come in so that you can really do the work that you need. And then most importantly, don't lament the fact that it's taking too long. That's again that message, the pregnancy thing. Don't lament the fact that it's taking too long. It's taking long because it's going to be a big ass harvest when you're done. But you gotta go through this part first. You gotta dig up the ground, you gotta bring forth the fertile energy that needs to come out. And you can't do that if you're focused on the fact that it's taking forever. Okay. You also got the Chariot. More Cancer, more Moon, more Yemaya energy, right? Chariot's talking about not just having a plan, but being able to execute it. But don't be stubborn about it and get into black and white thinking when it comes to this either. You got to be willing to be movable. You got to be willing to be flexible when it comes to making these moves. Because again, the sign of Cancer, which rules over the Chariot card, is a card of movement and fluidity and flexibility. So essentially, you got to be willing to roll with the punches that show up this week. Just roll with it. You never know, because the idea that you might have and the way you want to execute it might not be the way it needs to be executed. It might just be needed to execute it in a different way, but you won't know that if you're not paying attention to the omens and letting them tell you how to do this thing. Right? Okay. Let's see. 3 clubs, or the 3 of wands. Again, keeping your eye on the long-term goal. It is going to be extremely easy to lose sight of the long-term goal this week because, again, you're in a nurturing space, you're in that pregnancy space, you're in that, sacral chakra energy, which can also be blocked off by, guilt and all that other stuff. So all these things are just coming to press down on you, because remember, we got the devil in there too, right? So all these things are coming to press down on you. So you have to be able to keep your eye on the long-term prize. And again, that has to be the source of your joy. As one quote that I've seen repeatedly on my Instagram has said, a person with a strong enough why can survive anyhow. Simply what that means is you can go through any shit as long as you got a good enough reason for going through it. So bringing forth this particular energy and this particular thing, just notice that as well too. Notice that no other cards besides this one, and I think this one came up reversed. So I think these are the only 2 that are showing up reversed. So it's mostly a positive energy and more forward focused and forward moving energy that's showing up throughout this. So this is your roads is open, fam. Whatever it is that you're working on, the roads are open for it. However, you have to remain diligent. You have to remain focused. You have to remain willing to look out into the future and go into the unknown. Yeah, shit like that, right? Told you, voices are how I entertain myself. Anyway, now also, again, roll with the flow energy, the Hangman, right? Ruled by Neptune and Pisces and all that other stuff, right? So, with the Hangman, story behind this particular card is that it's supposed to tell the story of, Odin hanging himself in the tree to get more knowledge and all this other stuff. So the big thing is, going back to the guidance card that popped up earlier, making sure that you are taking time to be still and meditate. But not so much meditate, just sit the fuck down and listen. Free channel through your journal or some shit. Or just listen to the trees or the birds. Just whatever it is, you're going to get some ideas when you sit the fuck down. And just stop trying to push forward. Just let life happen right now, because this is a setup time period. This is a period of time where things have to be shifted around, things have to be shuffled around in order for the world to be ready for your baby when it is born. And if you are trying to preemptively do too much, you're gonna end up hanging yourself. So it's best to just surrender in this time period. So that's also why this nurturing energy is coming out, because in the midst of surrender, a lot of pain is going to come up, right? Because that sense of hopelessness, that feeling of not being able to do enough, that feeling of not being in charge or in control, especially if you listening to this, you probably type A like me. That feeling of not being in charge or not being in control can make you frustrated. It can make you cry. It can make you just want to scream, toss your computer out the window, toss your spirituality out the window, toss your shells, toss everything, toss your stones, all that, and be like, fuck this spiritual shit, I'm done. I can't do this no more. Right? And all it is just asking you to come to a place of stillness so that you can see the things that you need to see. And again, remember, he has a halo around his head, right? And even though he's hanging upside down. So this is a period where it's going to feel like you're being kind of held up by God, right? Like he's shaking you down for all your shit or for your lunch money. But in reality, what he's allowing you to do, or what they're allowing you to do, is to gain the knowledge and the insight and the fortitude and the confidence and the, power, ultimate power that you need in order to make this thing a reality, in order to give birth to your baby with full confidence. But again, you can't do that if you're not listening and you're not hearing what they're trying to tell you. Gotta nurture your psychic self. Because if you're watching this, you're probably psychic. A little bit. A lot of it. Okay. Last but not least, we have the stars. So again, going back to that joy, that energy. This is Aquarius. Aquarius typically rules over the star. So again, find your joy by doing the weird shit that you love to do. The shit that you think people would judge you for. Go ahead and do it this week. Tap into that motherfucker. You can see I'm doing that shit. I've already done drooled on myself in the middle of this damn thing. My nose is running, but shit, I'm out here. Got bugs listening to me and shit. Which, I think the beetle left. I gotta see what the beetle message meant, because it showed up and then just dipped off afterwards. So, and it's not anywhere near the light anyway. So I think it was like a little special message for thing. Again, I have ADHD, so this is fun. I'm all over the place. Anyway, the star, hope, and again, you got hope here as well too, right? You're not alone. You're really not. I know it may feel like it because you getting thrown and tossed around, and shook down for your lunch money, but you are not alone. Even your enemies are supporting you at this point in time in the actions that they are taking. They are. With that, even they may not know it, because if they know it, they wouldn't do it. But even the ones that are like praying against you are really praying. That the prayers that they're praying against you are actually forcing you. They're supporting you. They're putting you into alignment with what you need to be put into alignment with. They're forcing you to tap into powers that have been sitting dormant for so long. They got cobwebs and spiders and all kind of shit on them. And it's just like, oh shit, we waking up now. Are we about to get to work? Oh shit, right? And you get to do that. Oh look, the Beatles back. You get to do that when you start tapping into your hopeful self. I know it's been hard to be hopeful, especially like the last 3 years, because again, the world is going to shit. But it's always going to shit. And just because the world is going to shit don't mean that you gotta let yourself go to shit. Take care of yourself. Nurture yourself. Tap into that sensual energy, right? Go buy a new vibrator this week. Or if you don't want to do a new vibrator, shit, go get you something special. Whatever it is that turns you on or out, go get it this week. But the most important thing is to have faith and be hopeful about what's coming, because I know it's not here yet, but it will be. It will. You know how I know? Because again, I'm talking to you as much as I am talking to me. And I know it's coming. I know it's coming. Alright. So with that said, I think that's about everything. Anything else that y'all want me to dive into? I think that's about it. What you think? Gonna get one more out of this. I was trying to avoid going back, but we're gonna do one more. So we just go pull. Alright, these two popped out. So, and they're in reverse. Joy and soul forgiveness. Right? These are reversed. Now, in this particular deck, the way that it's supposed to be read, that means this message is extra, extra, extra important. So again, with that star, joy, asasaya, joy, right? You can see her. And look what she's doing. She's nurturing, she's feeding, and she's taking, you know, you got the moon and all the planets and stuff walking around. So take that joy, because that's going to nurture that child as soon as it's born. Whatever that project is, it gets to nurture that child. But you need to develop that joy so that you can nurture that child once it's born. Because this project, whatever it is that you're working on, once it comes out, it's going to need to be fed and nourished and cherished a little bit so that it can go. Which is why right now you got to focus on bringing out that mothering energy. And mothering energy is not just... Mothering energy is not just something that's strictly related to just feminine energy. Mothering energy just means that you're taking the time to nourish and nurture your soul. Nourish and nurture your gifts. Nourish and nurture your abilities. Taking time to spend that. And then, of course, soul forgiveness. So that message again of coming up with wrapping up those things that were hurting you. And learning how to have that deep forgiveness. So this isn't just a time of, oh, I'm over it, and I don't think about it, so it doesn't matter anymore. No, this is a time where you need to dig deep. So that you can start forgiving yourself. So that you can start forgiving the people who did you wrong. The things that happened, the things that, you know, weren't in line with what you think should have happened. But reality, again, even your enemies and their prayers against you are supporting you. So it's time to forgive them. Right? Kombo. Boku. Bokomo. I don't know how to pronounce this. But Bokomo. Should probably read the message. Something says to read the message, so I'm going to read from the book. Let me see. Number 28. I'm not familiar with this particular goddess. Mokomo. Mokomo. From Ngombe Bantu, goddess Nkomo was the first woman. Her father Okongo, the cranky supreme god, put Mbokomo and her loud children in a basket and dismissed them to earth. Who do you need to forgive? Let it go and reclaim yourself. Forgiveness is a gift of freedom for you, from you. You can't rush forgiveness. You have to feel it to heal it. Feel the pain, hurt, grief, rage, despair. Take time with your heart. Forgiveness is a higher vibration frequency than the pain you must allow yourself to feel. Unforgiveness covers your world with lack, mistrust, and resentment, and you have to start seeing things. Then you'll start seeing things through victim-colored glasses. But forgiveness does not have to include reconciliation. It's just surrendering to the pain. Start with self-forgiveness, saying I forgive myself with love. So again, that message coming out, like all this is coming out the same. Start with love. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself into situations, for being in the spaces that you were in that you might not have had no business being in. Forgive yourself for, holding on to that pain for as long as you did, right? For not turning it into something that you can use to better yourself, forward yourself. All right, so since that beetle had my attention and it came back, I'm going to check this last message, and then I'm starting to feel like we're winding down right now. So, beetle, what is your message for us? It'd be funny if beetle is not in here. It is not. Alright, well, I guess the beetle didn't have a message for us. Anyway, if you find out what beetle means symbolically, post it in the comments when I post this up. So that is going to conclude this week's survival reading. So, too long, didn't watch of it all. This is an awakening period. You are awakening gifts, talents, and abilities. But in order to awaken them, you have to nourish those gifts, talents, and abilities with joy. You have to dig deep and tap into your pleasure sensors. So that's going to help you tap into your joy. And you have to believe in miracles. Believe that you are being supported by the universe. Believe that you are on the right track. Know that you are on the right track. Do not ignore the guidance that comes up. Know that even your enemies that did you wrong, that are doing you wrong, that have done you wrong, even their prayers against you are working for your benefit. Don't focus on how long everything is taking. Remember that you are carrying a big gift inside of you. Drive forward, but be flexible in your driving forward. Don't get into black and white. This is right, this is wrong thinking. Keep your eye on the prize and surrender. Surrender. If that means boo-hoo tears, then cry your boo-hoo tears. If that means, being angry and throwing some hatchets or whatever like that, go ahead, do that. Whatever it is. But the point of it all is to tap into your joy and forgive yourself for being angry as long as you've been. Because how can you not be angry living in this world? It sucks. But it always has sucked. But there's also good stuff in it as well, too. And you're going to get a chance to see that this week. If you can keep your eye on the prize, keep the faith and surrender. So that concludes this session. My coming out divination. Told you I'd do weird voices just because I'm goofy like that. That's that Gemini rising talking. So if you liked what I had to say, and if any of these here messages awakened something in you, go ahead and drop a heart in the comments, share this video. And I am going to do the hard thing right now because I have trouble asking for cash. It's never been my strong suit. But I will drop my Cash App as well as my PayPal inside the comment section. And if you feel the need to bless me with something, I will not say no. Alright, so that concludes that. I'm going to try again to do this next week. I like doing it at night because ain't nobody up but me and my people. But me and my people. So yeah, I like talking to dead folks at night. It's fun. Yeah, it is. Anyway. So that's that. We will chime in and chat again later. It's been fun. You don't gotta go home. I think you should be home already. But I know I'm going to bed. So you should probably do the same. Or not, depending on what time you watch this. It's now 12:19. Damn, I didn't read it for that long? Good God, no wonder I'm tired. Hopefully next week I won't be rambling as much. Next week is a Jack of Clubs, so next week is all going to be about, the wordsmith. So when I do this again next week, I'm hoping that Jack of Clubs energy, since that is my result card, lifetime result card, I'll be able to be more coherent and fluent in the words that I'm saying, and I won't doubt myself as much in the reading with that. So there's that. So
if you want to book a reading with me, because I don't just do cards, I do charts, I do all of that stuff, go ahead and go to my website, which I will also drop in the comments, and book a session with me. Come on, man, help a nigga out. You know, and I promise those sessions are a lot less rambling than this one. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go. It's been fun. It has. This brings me joy. This actually does bring me joy. I love reading the decks and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Deuces. How do I end this thing? I feel